everyone knows that Bad Bunny performed at the halftime show, and there is some diversity over whether this is going to be good or not. But what I have to say is, I watched the full halftime show off of YouTube and everything, and this is my personal opinion on it. He has stated, Bad Bunny has stated that he has struggled with English. He's always been with his Latin voices and everything. He only speaks Latin. He's just not really good with English. Okay, English is just very hard for him, and he's been openly about it. So I'm supportive of him singing in his own language. The one thing I will say though is that for people who do not understand his voice, like I don't know why we can't have like English subtitles in the background or something, just so like everyone can come along here. That's like one of my issues with this. It's just like I just wish like there was English subtitles in the back, because I 100% agree. Like if you don't understand our language and you want to go back to your original language and sing it, that is completely fine. I am 100% about that. There should be no judgment about it or anything, but I just feel like there should be some sort of like subtitles or something on the screen, because I feel like with TikTok and everything, like we can put subtitles on without any issues. So, like I just wouldn't see like why anyone would not do this here, so everyone can just like have along, because Bad Bunny did say like at least with the music like you can dance to it like most Americans were doing it. I just figured like it'll be a lot more easier if he could just like put like US subtitles on there or English subtitles just to help out a little bit. That's my one thing. But through the full performance, I kind of actually like the sugarcane tribute in Puerto Rico. I kind of felt like this really had a great theme. The Super Bowl theme, it was very good, very interesting, very coming from his roots and everything, and I loved it. It was very creative. Even though I didn't understand what he was singing and everything, I still felt like, you know what, the background and everything. And I know there were some pre-edits, like if you don't recall, he fell down into a home. That was pre-edited before he like used his foot to kick down the door. That was pre-edited, and there have been some Super Bowls where there has been some pre-edits, and some people were mad about that. So, but I just want to say with the pre-edits, I'm just saying like this has happened before where we already edited something in there on the TV or something, rather than like when you're watching it on the Super Bowl, he actually just goes into the house and then breaks down the door. You guys don't get the pre-edits, only the TV people get the pre-edits, the full better version in a personal perspective. But anyway, the theme was good, and I literally loved it at the end where he brought all our Latin Americas together and say that we are together, and he named every single one of them around the globe. So I kind of felt like it was very good, and I love the flags, and I love the banging of the drums and the shaking of the maracas and stuff. But there are some also interesting points to say to this. First of all, before we show you the interesting points of it, I just wanted to, like, this lady right here, I think, proves the biggest point ever when it comes to, per se, like, how we should view halftime performances, in my personal opinion. So here, let me get this up a little bit here for you guys to hear. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me pull this down a little bit. I'm going to put it on 5 on my end so you guys don't have to hear it echo.
I wanted to make a comment about the halftime show. The people who are complaining about it being in Spanish, the album that was a top winning award was all in Spanish. You wouldn't ask an opera singer, an Italian opera singer, to convert her song into English. That's ridiculous. In the 50s, blacks would go overseas, blues singers, jazz singers. They sang in Paris and France. They sang in English. This whole thing about the Spanish is just a made-up controversy, and it's unfortunate. The most important thing he said at the end was in English. God bless America. We have to stop being so discriminatory toward anything that's not like us all the time. It was a great performance. It was all love. You did not need to be able to speak English to understand it. Thank you.
Alright, so basically, if you didn't get what she basically said you wouldn't ask an Italian opera singer to convert her songs into English. That's ridiculous. The most important thing is he said that at the end, God bless America, it was a great performance and we love it. So basically, that was the big overview of what she said, basically, in this interview with C-SPAN. But, what I just want to say is, like, if you are actually a person who is singing a song, like, from Italian or any of these other languages, I feel like that we shouldn't take that away from you, and I feel like you should sing it the way you were supposed to intend to sing it and not always put an English twist on it. But for some people in America, it's always been something like that. So one of my big issues, and I've been saying this all over, like, for some people, like, in America's Got Talent and other, like, idol shows and stuff like that, when someone sings, like, Puerto Rican or, like, something, like, sings, like, that isn't American, I would just recommend putting subtitles on, just so, like, because, like, he can still sing the song the way he is, but he also gets a bunch of people to understand what he's doing, so that's always been my opinion on it. Okay, so let's get over to what happened at the halftime show. There were some interesting individuals who showed up at the halftime show. Not only was Lady Gaga shown an appearance, but there were some really good, sexy Latina dancers, and I felt like that was a really big cultural input in here. I think I loved it. A lot of people were just like, oh my god, these ladies were just shaking their asses and everything. But I still felt like it kind of went with the performance and everything, and that's really Latin America. And we have seen some sexy performances on the Super Bowl before, so there isn't really much to be very, mad about. I mean, I know a lot of people, like, were saying, like, this was sexual. I don't think it was sexual. I think this is part of a Latin culture and everything, and it really went in with everything else. Another thing is, this has been a controversial post over here, because some people were thinking this is the kid that like, a couple, like, weeks ago, or, like, 4 weeks ago, actually, I'm gonna say a month ago, there was a photo of a 5-year-old getting taken away from ICE agents, and everyone thought this was the 5-year-old that showed up on the Super Bowl. To cancel everything, that did not happen. This is not the 5-year-old. This was just an actor trying to act like a lower Bad Bunny in his childhood. This is just a reflection on his life, saying, like, you can become whatever you want, hand him the Grammys. And then everyone knows that this is the Grammy where he said the F word to ICE, obviously. So it kind of felt like a little tribute to his little self, saying that, like, oh, you can become anything you want, no matter where you're from, whatever country you're from, and everything. And I felt like that was kind of like a great tribute. And then everyone knows the F word and ICE on here, so, because he couldn't actually say it and everything, he couldn't actually say it, but I felt like, you know, like, that's what everyone was just referencing off of that, but it's also to also connect his roots and what he got at the Grammys. Another interesting thing is, there was actually a little bit of a wedding. Like, I'm not joking. There was, like, a wedding. It was really hilarious, actually. The wedding was very, very, a little bit, like, here's the thing. Like, he put, like, a little bit of a Latin twist of the wedding, and I didn't think, like, that was necessary, but I was kind of glad that he actually kind of added it, because it kind of felt like, you know, like, love is in the air. Because, you know, in the back stadium, it says, don't hate and love, in the background area right there, and I just kind of felt like, you know what, actually, I'm gonna actually eat my words here. I think the wedding part of this was actually really cute, and then that's when Lady Gaga appeared with Die With A Smile, which I do love that song. I just wish Bruno Mars would just join her with it, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but hey, I'm glad that Lady Gaga sang Die With A Smile. It was really a nice little Latin twist with it, and I think that went very beautiful, by the way. But anyway, and I saw the ring, by the way. If you guys didn't see in the beginning, there was, like, a ring handed to this man right there to, like, ask her out. I love the ring. The ring was really adorable, by the way. And, so the next thing was, I didn't even notice this, and I had to use Ludwig's, image over here, but apparently, I didn't even know this, apparently. I'm just, like, I am just stunned, because, like, I didn't know these were people. I did not know they were people. I didn't know they were people. Like, I'm joking. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I thought they were just trees. No, they were just a bunch of people. Which I made a post on this late last night before I said this, and I'm just like in a school play or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna be tree number 927, and I'm just gonna be in the backfield, so hopefully mom can get the camera and see me on stage or something. Because everyone was like on Instagram and like TikTok saying like, I want to be a freaking bush on Bunny's halftime show, and I didn't even notice this. Like, there were so many bushes. Like, I know it was just like to keep like the theme together, to keep it central, and I love that. Whoever did that, that was clever. I don't know if this was Bad Bunny's idea or the choreographer or whatever, but I kind of like this. It was kind of cute and everything. So I just wanted to point that out. Like, I never seen so many trees in my life right there. Anyway, so unfortunately though, there has been some interesting celebrities that have been in a sense, really, there's some celebrities out there that said like they were going to boycott the Super Bowl halftime show, one of them being Logan Paul. But you're gonna see later on that he regrets saying this and did not agree with his brother. But this is like a couple days before the show. Sorry, hold on, I almost choked myself. This is a couple days before the show. He said no, he wasn't really happy about that. But then it got really interesting because I have a post here where like he says like he goes after Jake Paul saying like, I disagree with that, maybe. I don't know, maybe Bad Bunny changed Logan Paul's ways. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we'll go on to the next image here. This is where Jake Paul, by the way, I don't know if he got hit in the head a million times with his boxing match or anything, but this is what he had to say about the halftime show. Purposely turn off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations that they can't just do whatever they want without consequences, which equal viewerships for them. You are a benefit released to have the power. Turn off the halftime show. A fake American citizens performing who publicly hates America. I can't support that. Now, I haven't found any evidence that Bad Bunny was publicly hating America. I just think there needs to be a different viewing of America. That's the only thing I could find of Bad Bunny of what Jake Paul is referring to at this moment right now. But Bad Bunny isn't a fake American citizen. He is a rightful citizen of America with his Latin culture and everything. And for some people, some patriot Americans felt like that's not a true American, and I just think that that's so disrespectful and everything. It's like not right. Like, people can come over to our country and become Americans. I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I've stated my opinion before. I am a centralist, but my whole thing is, like, with American citizens, it's like, I understand the point of ICE being here, and I understand that ICE is abusing their powers 100%. There just has to be, like, a better, like, script writing or a better, like, there's gotta be a line in the sand of what their protocols is. And I think a big step forward was Kristi Noem saying that there's going to be body cameras on the ICE officer now, which it might put us in the right direction, but I just don't know how this is going to work out. I'm just more concerned about, like, ICE not actually definitively doing their jobs properly, and they're just going after U.S. citizens and people who really shouldn't be going after, by the way. But anyway, so Jake Paul had to say something telling everyone to turn off the halftime show and show to protest. I don't think that worked because it went over 300 million people watching the halftime show, so he really didn't do much, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but I don't think the boycott worked. I mean, he maybe got 25% of Americans to do it, but that's still, 85 is still more, but still. Anyway, so another person who wanted to boycott the halftime show is shockingly XQC, which I'm 50-50 on him, but I kind of felt like, you know what, I need to, like, put him into the mix here.
People still pay, like, $1,000 to go to the game. But people pay $1,000 for the game. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful, right? To make the experience all for somebody else, compared to the people that actually go there and are their number one customer base. I don't think it's fair. I think it's kind of lame. I mean, really, dude. And even though those who don't, I don't even know if they listen to the Bad Bunny songs. I think it's just kind of a miss, just because the people won't really jump around and sing the songs. And for the people that are paying the ticket to go to the Super Bowl, they might argue, yeah, but it's a big televised event.
Who the fuck is Bad Bunny?
What about those who paid for the tickets though? They go there to have a football experience, right? To sing some songs along and shit like that, and they can do that. I don't think I agree with that. I think it's just bad.
So basically, when I rewatched this, I was a little bit like confused because I'm a little bit confused here because maybe for some people it's not like a song where like we're gonna be jumping around singing the songs and everything and having a good time or anything, but like I'm still saying that we are here all together having some fun. And he was chosen for the halftime show, and I just felt like in that instant, he shouldn't be saying that. Because even if you don't know Bad Bunny, this is also an opportunity just to see where, you can see him, people maybe not knowing Bad Bunny, maybe actually like Bad Bunny in that instance. Because maybe not a lot, because like you said, one of the gifters said, who the hell is Bad Bunny? Well, if you watch the Super Bowl, maybe you can actually like his music or something. It doesn't mean you have to, but you could. This could be your first introduction to Bad Bunny. And he's worried about, this won't be something that people will, sing along to and everything. Well, I actually quite liked it, actually. The music in the background was fine. Even if I didn't understand the words or anything, I still liked the music. The theme was fine, and everything was having a better time. I honestly think this Super Bowl was a little bit better than some of the previous ones that we had. And I actually kind of jammed to it a little bit. It was quite funny. I liked it. I love the dancers. I love the little mini features with the fixing the electricity and everything with the electricity poles. I thought that was creative. The music didn't his singing could have done a little bit better, but I felt like everything else was a fun little gang, and it was really fun. And for him to say that, I just kind of felt I understand it's not putting your hands up in the air and dancing or anything, but I still felt it was still good enough for a halftime show and everything. Alright, and then finally, Donald Trump has to say something, obviously, about the halftime show, even though he wasn't there. He wasn't there at the show, by the way. I'm just gonna say that right now. But this is what he had to say. The Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. Actually, it did make sense on the theme and everything. Maybe not on the singing part, but like I said, I still think that you need to put English subtitles on there to help out everyone. But again, it's a front to the greatest Americans and doesn't represent our standards of successful creators or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying. And the dancing is disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's sexual. Literally, have none of you see the corn? I'm gonna say corn. I know what I'm gonna say. Corn. I'm not saying the P one. I'm saying corn, just to save my ass here. But everyone's seen corn before, and some people like it, and some people don't like it. So you can't not say it's disgusting when other people watch it, especially for young children that are watching it from through the USA and all over the world. Now, here's the one thing I am going to say about this comment right here. It doesn't, you people want to shield your children over these bad, disgusting things right now, when you're going to realize that they're going to learn this either way, no matter if they were a young kid or a teenager. They're going to learn this at some point. I don't understand why this is a big, standing up for us, saying, I don't want my kid watching this sexual lady flipping her hips around. And I'm just dude, literally, this happens every single day, and even so, they're going to learn this, either at a young age or a teenager age. And, I remember when my mom, I remember my mother, she did something funny with her butt when we were little, and we laughed our asses off about that, and I'm just we were told this at a young age or anything. We can't shield this, and this is something that shouldn't even be shielded. I mean, if you feel it's really disgusting and everything, then try to explain to your kid what's happening in a nice manner, and then later on in life, you can explain what that was or whatever. But I just don't feel him saying, young children are watching this, and this is completely disrespectful. This is Latin culture, also. There's been some sexy dancing and everything, and it's not a big deal. It's really not, and kids are just going to see it at a young age to adulthood and everything. They're going to see it. Continuing on with this show is just a slap in the face of our country, which is setting new standards of records every single day. including the best stock market in the 401ks in history. By the way, this has nothing to do with the halftime show, so I don't even know why he put that there, but here we go. There is nothing inspirational about this mess of the halftime show. I think there was something inspirational, but again, that's what his opinion is. And watch. It will get great reviews from the fake news media. There isn't fake news media. There's a left side and a right side and essentialist media news. That's all it is. Because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the real world. And I'm like, no. And like, that's another thing. I don't understand why you said the real world. We're all living in the real world in our own versions. We know what's happening in the world, and the news people are feeding us it. Or you guys could secretly be hiding it like the Epstein files, but hey, you know, like, we're trying to see the real world, but I mean more evidence to show you what you're talking about. But anyway. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rules. Make America great again. President Donald J. Trump. And I'm like, the NFL is just coming up with new ways to make the game more exciting. That's all it is. Like, the kickoff rule, if people who do not know what the kickoff rule is, it's like, there's like a landing bounce from the 25-yard line to the end zone when you kick off. So, like, when you make a touchdown or something, the other team's going to kick it there. One team starts at the 30-yard line, the other team starts on the opposite 30-yard line or something. And what happens is, the ball is kicked, and what happens is, the ball needs to land in the landing zone, the 25-yard line to the end zone. If it lands inside the landing zone, before it even hits the touchdown zone, you have the option of calling it a fair catch, or you catch it and then you run the ball. If the ball is kicked to the end zone, you start at the 30-yard line. And if it goes over it, it's the 35-yard line. And anytime if the ball is kicked out of the end zone, or like kicked out in the, like if it's not in the landing zone at all or anything, then they start their own 40. I know it's a little bit confusing, but like this is just their new rule that they put down, and they're just trying it out. That doesn't necessarily mean that the new kickoff rule is going to stay, but I'm just saying, like, they're just trying new things as everything else, and, like, everyone knows that trying new things is hard, and some people are going to have to live with it. But, again, like, I just felt like there's nothing wrong with it, honestly. I mean, like, it's a new rule, yes, and everyone's going to have to adjust to it, but still. Anyway, I believe that's it. Oh, no, wait, okay, so this is the comment I said that Jake Paul made, and then Logan Paul kind of like did a 180 on his brother, saying that purposely turning off the halftime show and like the rivalry. So I just showed you his ex comment on it. So Logan said, "I love my brother, but I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase their talent, and that came from their island." Well, why would he make a post like this, and then he goes on and then he says no? Like, the previous one I showed you, he just said no. I mean, he wasn't really, like, forceful on it. Like, he may not be happy about Bad Bunny performing, but he still agrees that, like, Puerto Ricans are Americans, and they're happy that we are given the opportunity to showcase the talent that come from. So, like, I'm a little bit, like, confused.